House passes GOP so-called anti-Semitism bill amid college unrest. Man, I'm so sick of these coward Republicans and that pretend they care about the Constitution. They show their true colors when stuff that really matters come across their desk that they have to sign. I mean, this is just ridiculous because this is totally anti-First Amendment. It doesn't matter what people are saying about Jewish people or Israel or what have you. They have a right to make those statements. They have a right to say and believe whatever it is they want to believe in. And I always had this stance when it came to the First Amendment, pretty much all my life. Even when I was in middle school and learned about the KKK and how racist and everything the KKK was. And even then I knew that the Democrats were the ones that created the KKK, but I digress. But even then I knew that the First Amendment protected the KKK's rights. They're allowed to live in their ignorance. People are allowed to say and believe in whatever it is they want to believe in. But now the so-called conservatives, the GOP, are the ones that's pushing this bill to stifle people's free speech, which is just ridiculous. And this is the reason why I stopped supporting DeSantis, Florida's governor, because he had the same type of bill in Florida where you couldn't criticize Israel, which is just ridiculous. No one is beyond reproach, especially when you are Israel and you are killing innocent women and children. It's just despicable that they are protecting this country. I don't understand. I don't get it. That goes to show everything that I've been saying about the Republicans in government is true, that they really do not have our best interests at heart. They feign and pretend like they do, but when it comes to voting, they vote. They vote against the Constitution. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. That's where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. Also, check me out on X, aka Twitter. I post my thoughts from time to time. I even posted a quick sentence today, a quick statement today about this. I said, so Republicans in government no longer believe in the First Amendment. And that's a fact. That's true. So let's talk about this news here. Now this comes from ABC News by way of Microsoft here. And they report that the House passed the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act on Wednesday amid unrest on college campuses. The bill, which was introduced by a bipartisan group of lawmakers, passed 320 to 91. The measure was led by Rep. Mike Lawler and had 15 Democratic co-sponsors. Many Republican and Democrats who voted against the bill said it infringes on the First Amendment. And it does. I mean, you don't even have to know much about the Constitution to know that this is antithetical to the Constitution. But it requires the Department of Education to use International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance working definition of anti-Semitism when enforcing federal anti-discrimination laws. So we're using international laws. So now international laws supersede our own Constitution now. But the working definition says anti-Semitism is in part, even though no one can really tell you what it is. It seems to be changing every time you ask someone what it means, but they said a certain perception of Jews. So perception is anti-Semitism, which may be expressed as hatred towards Jews. Again, I'm not saying it's okay to hate Jews, but I'm saying you have a right to hate whoever you want to hate. That's what the Constitution says. If you want to hate a particular person, not saying you can discriminate against them, but if you in your heart want to hate someone, you have every right to do that. And it's just like the KKK. If they want to hate black folk, it's within their rights to do so. I mean, it doesn't change no matter who it is. But because it's Israel, the Constitution don't matter. This is sick. But the definition includes denying Jewish people their right to self-determination by claiming that the state of Israel is a racist state and drawing. So you can't say that it's a racist state, even though they are. Everyone knows that. Oh my gosh, everyone knows that Israel is a racist state. You're a black person. Go to Israel and see how you treat it. Matter of fact, if you're a Christian, go to Israel and try to profess Jesus Christ and see what happens to you. Israel is one of the most racist countries in the world. And so if you want to call me an anti-Semite, go right ahead. Labels don't bother me. You can call me whatever you want to call me. But I'm going to call it like I see it. Israel is a racist country. So if you want to call me an anti-Semite, it is what it is. But they are. Look how they're killing innocent children and women, man. It's just disgusting. I don't know how anyone can defend this. The state of Israel is a racist state, and I'm drawing comparisons of contemporary Israeli policy to that of Nazis. So I guess I'm anti-Semite because I made those comparisons. Everything that Israel is doing to the Palestinians is the same stuff. They just basically picked up the Nazi playbook, and that's exactly what even Albert Einstein alluded to this. He wrote a whole letter talking about we can't allow these Zionists to control Israel. Even he said that. He compared who's a Jew. He's a Jew. Albert Einstein was a Jew, and he compared Israel to Nazis. So I guess even though Albert Einstein is a Jew, I guess he's anti-Semitic as well because he was one of the first people to compare Israel to Nazis. Several Democrats took issue with the Alliance definition of anti-Semitism and some of the contemporary examples on anti-Semitism listed by the group. Democrat Rep. Jerry Nadler, who is Jewish, said he took issue with the bill because it would put the, quote, thumb on the scale in favor of one definition of anti-Semitism and could, quote, chill constitutionally protected free speech. I can't believe Nadler voted against the bill, and I can't believe I'm actually agreeing with Jerry Nadler. This is just wild. But the definition of anti-Semitism has been fraught, especially amid ongoing protests at colleges and universities across the country in connection with the war in Gaza. Student protesters critical of the Israel government's military actions in Gaza has continued to face accusations of anti-Semitism. Again, you can't criticize Israel at all. If you even hint at a criticism of Israel, they will call you anti-Semitic. That's why I'm saying that term doesn't even matter anymore. It doesn't matter. You can label me whatever it is you want to label. Me. I don't care, and most people don't care. It has lost. Anti-Semitism has lost all of its. I don't know what the word is. It lost all of its luster, or whatever you want to call it. No one, you can call anyone anti-Semite, and no one will bat an eye now because of this nonsense that they're pushing. But as politicians from across the ideological spectrum react to the widening demonstrations on college campuses, the House's vote came as those college protests rage on. Many pro-Palestinian protesters are calling for their colleges to divest of funds from Israeli military operations, while some Jewish students on the campuses, as well as elected officials, have called the protests anti-Semitic and said they are scared for their safety. Well, I do. That's the only thing about protests like this, huge protests like this, is the provocateurs. We've seen this before. We know how the FBI will come in and try to blow stuff up figuratively, and try to push people to turn the protest into a quote unquote insurrection. We've seen that on J6. So I mean, that's the only thing about these large gatherings. You don't know if the government is going to send in people to make the situation even worse, just so they can push their agenda. But some Jewish students have long warned against conflating anti-Semitism with views critical of Israel's government and blanket portrayals of all protesters as anti-Semitic. So what's going on in Israel? They don't even talk, our mainstream media don't even talk about what's going on in Israel, there's protests in Israel. Israeli people are protesting Netanyahu and what he's doing in Gaza. So I guess they're anti-Semitic too. So everyone is anti-Semitic unless you want, unless you believe in Israel right to go in and kill innocent people, you are anti-Semitic. So that's where the line is now. But it's disgusting, it's nonsense, and I can't believe our politicians, so-called conservative politicians, are trying to skirt our First Amendment rights. But let me know what you think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest news. Until next time, peace.